Okay, everyone, welcome to the XAF community stand-up. We skip a few stand-ups this year, but we're going to make up by the end of the year. We'll have the 12 stand-ups. So today we have a lot of news, a lot of things going on actually in the .NET world. So we have this kind of really big post about what is happening in XAF. We prepared that like a few days ago with Javier, but we have something way better for you, which is Dennis. Dennis from Developer Express is here with us. So he will talk in first person about the changes that are going to happen in XAF. And just before we continue with him, I have some announcements to make. First one, that .NET 10 was released 2 days ago. So go and update your Visual Studio. It's working really, really nice. .NET Conf is happening at this as we're speaking. So check the sessions online. And Ignite is going to be happening next week. And Javier is going to be attending that conference. So if you want to meet him, he will be there. So with not further ado, here we have Dennis from Developer Express. So Dennis, the mic is all yours. I guess everyone knows you already, so introduction must be small.
Yeah, thank you, Hocha. My name is Dennis, and I'm product manager at the Express. And thank you to Hocha and Hosa and other community members for joining. It's really interesting, I would say, exciting topic. And yeah, we. I think I already posted many times in our developer groups on Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. But it's still useful to talk in person to discuss deeper, especially when it comes to such big topics like removal of .NET framework, for example. Yeah, let me share my screen. And first, I want you to stop and discuss why we're doing this. And then we can also go through what's new in 25.2. And finally, we can discuss every detail of this topic. I mean, original topic. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Perfect, perfect. I opened our roadmap that we published in August, I believe, and I wanted to start that we are removing .NET Framework support, meaning support for legacy ASP.NET web forms in the first place, and also .NET Framework WinForms support for a few reasons. First of all, it's technology difference. I mean, huge technology difference between modern .NET versions and legacy .NET framework versions. I mean, it's not only like difference between Blazor and web forms and or WinForms technologies that were released like 25 years ago. It's also it also comes to difference in APIs and maintaining those APIs, because it's really different in .NET or .NET Core, and we have to maintain compatibility when we support all those technologies, UI technologies. We have to maintain compatibility. We try to avoid making changes between versions, and it's all not free. And also, I would say another reason, and it's also important, I think, not only for XAF but for everyone, it's the pace of changes. I mean, in general, in software development, and AI being a large part of this for the last uh, 3 to 5 years, of course. And instead, by removing .NET Framework support from legacy ASP.NET Web Forms and WinForms, we want to free up our resources on something uh, exciting, something great that we all have been waiting, I think, for many years. And in the first place, it's better scalability of web applications. Because today, it's not secret for anyone, it's documented everywhere in Sample Center and documentation that neither web forms nor Blazor XF applications, they are not scalable to hundreds of thousands of concurrent users. And such demands are growing because again, software is not, it's different in 2025 than it used to be in 2005, for example. It's when XAF was born or .NET Framework was born even earlier in 2001, 2. Yeah, and we also want to have more, not only scalable applications, but more. We also want to focus on supporting multi-tenant applications. So it involves architectural changes, of course, and we can't do them technically if we maintain legacy .NET Framework. I think that's the main motivation for us. And here I want to emphasize that it's a huge undertaking for our team, and so it's not done in one release, it's not done in two releases. So we expect those incredible results hopefully at the end of 2026. So it's not in 2020. 25.2 yet, but we have already started working in this direction. In particular, in this release, we have been focusing on, I would call it clean up phase. So it's removal of legacy APIs, removal of legacy modules, even some .NET core modules, which became redundant or unpopular and stuff like that, because it just takes time. And I mean, this cleanup takes time again because we have like 25 years, not 25, 20 years of legacy code, and it takes time to remove it. I mean, like to give you some examples, like obsolete APIs, there are hundreds of them because we are always trying to reduce the number of breaking changes. We don't remove APIs quickly or at all. And there are, for example, obsolete APIs even from, I don't know, 2015 or 2010. And also there are like thousands of code checks, like if .NET Framework do X, else do Y, Z. And I remember I showed a screenshot to Hoche or Jose from our GitHub version control system, and it's really a huge part. I mean, because tests must be updated, logic must be reviewed, updated, etc. Yeah, but ultimately, I think it's all worth the price. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's great to have scalable applications supporting multi-tenancy features by default. Yeah, and I hope it excites you as much as it excites us. Yeah, at least I will honestly tell you that we, due to scalability limitations of XAF web forms and Blazor, we did not have a chance to, how to say, we honestly informed many prospective customers about limitations, and we always do this. I mean, and they wanted to use XAF a lot because they liked the functionality, but we advise them not to risk, and it's I think a huge opportunity for everyone, and yeah, we are looking forward to it. And what else I can say about this topic is that we have already started not only clean up, but also preparations for this main goal. I mean, we have already set up test environments where, for example, we could replicate, like in the latest test I saw from the devs, it was like 300 users, I believe. And there were multiple test scenarios, like in the real world. For example, like morning, people come to work at 9, starting to log in, starting doing some data entry tasks, and continue them throughout the day. They modify views every second or two. So we did our best to replicate real world circumstance scenarios, just to bombard the web server with real load constantly and measure different matrices, and then analyze and then decide what is the bottleneck, what's exactly the problem. And we also collected this data. We also afterwards we had some graphs, charts to analyze how the increased load impacts certain matrices. So yeah, we have already started this, and we have already identified some problematic areas in XAF source code. Some of them were not secret to anyone, I think, like logs in application model and types info system. Some were surprising, but anyway, I think at this stage, it's not yet finished yet, but at the end of the year, we will have clear understanding of what is stopping us, what is preventing us from achieving this exciting goal. Yeah. You can, if you wish, you can learn more from our roadmap, but I think that's it for now. And let's maybe Hocha will help me because I don't see the chat. Any questions before I move to the next topic? Maybe
let's see. Let's see. Well, everyone, the chat is open. If you want, if you have a question for Dennis about any of your scenarios or about the roadmap for next year or what is left of 2025, just send like a message in the chat. Oh, we have someone there raising their hand, but I don't see who it is. Yeah, feel free to write the okay, Babar, like you can like actually talk or you can write on the chat and I will forward the question to Dennis.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess you can move forward, Dennis, and as soon as I have the text, I will like stop you and
Mhm.
like
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Before we go to the main topic, let's quickly go through our upcoming what's new in 25.2, obviously, because in a week or two we will be publishing a beta version, and let's quickly run through it. Okay, first things first, obviously it's .NET 10 and Visual Studio 2026 support. I even have it open here. It's already, yeah, it's already here. I think you can recognize it by new fancy menus. I will return to it a bit later. .NET 10, yeah, nothing surprising here, I would say. It's I will just note that I'm personally happy that .NET 10 is now uh, supported for a longer period, 3 years, and I think many enterprises will appreciate it. Yeah. What's next? What's next? Yeah, in 25.2 we are saying goodbye to the old XAF solution wizard, because it's the new template kit replaces that, and replace that for new projects and for new item templates like controllers, business classes. Yeah, I think many of you are already familiar with that new template kit, because it's in preview in 25.1. And yeah, the difference is that we additionally supported Rider, and also Rider, I mean, also means Mac OS support for for some folks. And for Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code, we have updated the main template kit UI, so it's rewritten from .NET MAUI to Avalonia. Yeah. Besides that, it's the same old good template kit with similar options like XF Solution Wizard. I hope that you will not miss anything, but if you do, please contact us in Support Center, as always. What else? Yeah, XPO or good XPO, we have updated our tests and supported the latest versions of Microsoft SQL Server and Postgres SQL. Yeah, as always we do. What else? MCP documentation server. Yeah, it's really nice. I'm personally enjoying it myself. Many tasks became easier, and I can say I'm using AI assistance for a lot of time, and I can honestly tell you the difference is there. It exists because it just has more context, more information, more valid information, and yeah. I remember like a week or two ago, I just write code quite complex controller just in 5 minutes or something like that, and the output was quite good. I mean, much less mistakes, much less hallucinations. Sorry, I can't pronounce it correctly, but
Yeah,
I think
there is a lot
you.
of hallucinations in general. Like, I mean, if you're using just the chat, like not like Copilot or something, you have like this mix of web forms, Windows forms, and like
Yeah.
all versions. It was basically unusable. After we started using the MCP, and also we have our own kind of version of the MCP with our own examples, is like really good. I mean, it's like the perfect tool.
Yeah, and why I am also enjoying it, because we use GitHub. I mean, we store our code on GitHub. It's private, but it's smart enough that I can just point out to some folder in source code and say to him, refactor it, keeping the style of our code. And I
Yeah.
also tested it even with local installation, and you can do this yourself, that you can point out to local source folder and say, I mean, keep XAF best practices, and yeah.
And also, then it's really good for debugging. Like if you have a problem, if you have a class that you don't know how to use it, since the installation of Developer Express put the source code to, you can load the source code folder and say, okay, I have a problem with this class. Give me a hand with that. So it's like, and now there are billions of things that you can do with AI, and it's getting better and better, especially the Copilot tools that are like really integrated. Before it was copy paste to the chat and then
Yeah,
paste it back, right?
yeah, absolutely agree. Okay, next, it's interesting topic for big enterprises. I would say it's previously we just had our middle tier security server available for WinForms applications. Now in 25.2, you can take your Blazor application and connect it to middle tier server that can reside on another machine. So it's just more secure configuration, and yeah, you should definitely try it. And I also want to remind you that in WinForms application, it's just, I mean, default option. We'll talk about it later, but what else? Blazor. We have finalized our Fluent theme support. We added new icons. We have changed the layout of main form, and we have also, okay, let me show it right here. We move some menus here. We have integrated the new theme chooser. You can switch between dark, light. You can also change accent colors, or I don't know, like rose, blue, whatever, or you can type your own. Here you can also see that we have integrated ribbon by default. Okay, it's integrated with Tabit MDI, of course, and in general it works like in WinForms. I mean, actions are merged from each detail view to main view combined. You can also add custom tabs here. Currently, this ribbon UI is only a single line only, but still you can manage some groups. Like here you can see action containers, different action containers. You can reorder them. You can also add, make contextual tabs, and do some other customizations in code. Oh yeah, I think many people will find their own application, but in the first place it's just general usability enhancement for people who has a lot of actions, like dozens, hundreds of them, because you can better place them on the screen, not to in one line as before. What else? What else? What else? What else? Let me move this here. Yeah, here is just a screenshot from model editor. I think I can show it here. Action design. You can see the new node, and you can see the structure. I think if there are people who have been using XAF for like 20 years or 15 years, they may even remember that before 2010 we had similar structure in model editor, but then we get rid of it. Now it's back. So you can reorder things. Like I'm using Alt arrow up down here. You can also specify required action container, again index. So yeah, that's it for now for Ribbon. As planned, we have also researched the integration of the native Blazor filter editor, and we are including it in 25.2 as a preview. It will not replace the old JavaScript-based filter editor, but we hope to enable it by default in the next major release around June next year. But yeah, in general, you're more than welcome to test it, to provide feedback on this preview, and it's quite easy to enable just one property in model editor for required business objects. I mean, editor type, I mean, property editor type. What else? What else? Yeah, in 25.
Dennis, before we move forward, we do have some questions from before.
Okay.
The chat was not open, so they sent me a message and I opened it. And it's like, we have a question about if how hard or complex can it be to create your own style? I guess the question would be more like if there information about how to create your own style for SAF Blazor.
Create your own what?
Style.
Style, like theme.
The same.
Yeah, we have documentation available for our Blazor components.
Mhm.
It's in documentation, it's documented. For XAF,
So so we should refer to the documentation of the components actually. Not
yeah, to
it's not the
components, because
XAFs.
XAF doesn't add anything special here, and we are using exactly the same theme chooser, the same
Okay,
engine. Yeah.
perfect. So it's basically the basics of documentation. Okay, so that was one of the questions. And the second question is there is a plan to include or to integrate MAUI with SAF?
No, our focus is for 2026 is here. It's
Mhm.
scalable
Mhm.
Excel. It's the main focus. We have a plan to build mobile UI with MAUI or any other technology, but you can do this yourself because we have data server. I mean, our
Mhm.
backend web API service. It supports many XF modules, at least the main
Mhm.
ones like security, repos, audit trail. Yeah, and we have
Yep.
examples how to build such applications. It's a popular
Yep.
example, and many people followed it and
Actually,
consider
also
it.
we have a prototype that do kind of the same, that we get all the information from the API and then we build the mobile application from it. I guess it's not your target at the moment. You're focusing on some other things. So for that one, I guess we will post some documentation later. For I think I have seen that example, and also we will publish some examples with Javier, so people
Mhm.
can do them.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, okay, in 25.1, we show previews of new property editors. Two are for editing collection properties, and one progress bar, just small but useful editor. Um, I think have I have already configured them in this demo just to show you. For example, here you can see progress. It's also in 25.2 we edit editing capabilities. What else? Let me, yeah, it was here. You can also see combo box editor, and tag box is pretty similar, and both are useful when you want to save time on screen. It's the main usage, I would say, just alternative to a grid, but maybe you will find additional scenarios. Also, you may remember that we supported PDF viewer, and yeah, here it is. And here I just wanted to say that the same is supported for WinForms. WinForms is not going anywhere. It's still supported, more widely used technology, and the same set of features is supported there. And yeah, and just a little bit different appearance. And for PDF viewer in particular, we have more capabilities, like we added special context menus. We also supported integration with this ribbon. I mean, merging commons, PDF-specific commons to main ribbon as it's available for each text editor or spreadsheet. And also we supported editing, PDF document editing. I mean, if document has fillable fields, you can modify values and save to memories. Yeah. And here is just an example from what's new, that where you can see ribbon command merging, like zoom out. That's it. I mean, that's the main changes. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And
Yeah, we have
then
like two more questions. One is from Dave, actually, if you are going to, or if there is a plan to support fillable PDF, the one that you can fill, you can type text over them. And the other one is if is there any plan to support open telemetry on the near future?
uh, we haven't considered the latter.
Mm-hmm.
PDF fillable forms are supported in WinForms at least. For Blazor, not. Yeah, you can. I think you can post a suggestion with more details about all telemetry
Okay.
to ensure that we are talking about the same apples.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, those are the questions for now.
Okay, let's go to the main topic.
No, we have one more. Sorry. Uh, uh, Greg is asking if there, I mean, if there is same scalability plan for XPO and Entity Framework, if the your plans apply to both of the ORM to make some
Yeah,
more scalable to big, like for big leagues, right? Like so, like support a lot of users. So they wonder if it's the same for both or if you're choosing one flavor over the other.
no, it's obviously for both because we have historically a lot of Explore users and we can't let them
Yeah.
down. No, and at least we would not want this
Yeah.
under any circumstances, I would say. And you saw that I already showed that we are supporting XPO like in 25.2 as well. We're fixing bugs, asking questions. We still we have slightly more XPO users than anti-framework users, and yeah, in general, I would say that scalability is not a problem, not the main area of
Mhm.
problems at OIRM. I mean, it's
Yeah.
somewhere in other places. So yeah, but
Yeah. Also, we have one more question, Dennis, but it's kind of really, really big. So let me digest it. You can go back to the demo and I will like interrupt you at one moment.
mhm.
So you can
Okay,
continue.
okay, okay. Yeah, right now I wanted to talk about specific APIs and our motivation to remove them or to leave some of them, even though we wanted, originally we wanted to remove them, but after user feedback we decided not to. So yeah, let me scroll a little bit. Let's talk about modules. There are some modules like pivot chart, also known as analysis module, and KPI modules, which were originally designed like 15 years ago for data analytics scenarios. And back then, there were no dashboard module, obviously, because it was added and integrated into XAF much later. And today in 2025, those two modules are redundant, and they are, I mean, also it's huge feature difference between dashboards, between capabilities. And also there are additional modules like chart module and pivot grid module, which were designed for simple scenarios when, for example, you want to put I don't know, like a chart into your detail view, like here. So pivot chart, it's I mean, it's just dated, and KPI is also unsupported. Was unsupported even in web forms. I'm even not talking about Blazor. So yeah, and based on our internal usage data, both modules were also not very proper. So it's logical for us to remove them and recommend dashboards. And I remember I was talking about it from like for 5 years now, and now the time has come. Script recorder, just a component of our easy test engine. If you don't know what it is, it's a way to functionally test XF applications for both WinForms, Blazor, and web forms in the past. Script recorder, it was also quite old module. It allowed developers to perform some actions with the application, and this script recorder, as its name implies, it returned, it gave some script back, and that script could be executed later in ATS files. And again, I want to say that it's quite a dated approach. We are not recommending it for many years, and instead we recommend writing functional tests with C# and Xunit. We have documentation on this. We are using this approach ourselves for many years now. And what else?
Dennis,
I
we
think
have a
I
question
will.
about that actually at this moment. Well, it's like three questions, but I will like say just the part that is related to this. Juan Ojeda, which has my same last name for some strange reason, that is not common, is asking if he said that they have problems with end-to-end testing using Selenium because the CSS selectors are not 100% reliable in SAF. So he's wondering if there is a way to add custom tags to properties, so when the HTML renders is easy to test. So basically, is like if there is some tagging functionality for the controls, so you can do end-to-end test.
Yes, it's possible to extend default commands, and I would say this. Um, Please contact us at Support Center in the first place
Mhm.
and describe your use case, because how to put it mildly, our team
Mhm.
has more than a dozen of thousands of functional tests for, and we have managed to test a lot of things, and they are working reliably for us for many years. And I think your use case must be possible with even
Mhm.
Selenium. So you just to know how to cook it. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
for
oh.
easy test, I want to avoid misunderstanding that
Mhm.
script recorder is just a minor part of easy test. Easy test is not
Mhm.
removed. It's there
Ah,
for
okay.
many years in the future. It's a base of XAF, and I always repeat that if there were no easy tests, there would be no XAF. It's a way for our team to maintain thousands of
Mhm.
scenarios. Yeah. Uh, Entity Framework 6, it's just, again, it's legacy. It's not, it's obsolete technology by Microsoft. We also supported in the past for both .NET Framework and .NET Core. And here we already talked about removal of .NET Framework, I mean, all the modules. And we also decided to remove .NET Core support because previously we left it just for a few years as a way for customers to migrate to EF Core, of course. And it makes no sense to keep it in the future, again, because of difference between those platforms, I mean, EF6 and EF Core. Now, I think it's the most interesting part for everybody is security system implementations. First good news. I know some people are still using UI level security mode or UI level or client-side level. It's when you just have, for example, XP risk-based provider, and in XF existed many decades ago a mode that allowed to configure controls, I mean, based on user permissions. So protection was happening on the client side, not on the server. And that approach, it worked like 20 years ago. It's not working anymore in 2025, and I would say 15 years before.
To be honest, I like that one. I mean, for simple applications was good because sometimes when you have the integrated security, uh,
It's still available, Hocha. It's still there. I'm just talking that uh, it's there, but it's not recommended anymore,
yeah,
only for
yeah,
test purposes, you know.
yeah, only for internal applications too, or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. But we had to remove these legacy security classes like security system user, security system role, and all related APIs. And as you remember, like 10 years ago, we offered another way with permission policy classes. We have a nice migration guide for 10 years. So yeah, if you want to use 25.2, it's a way forward, unfortunately. And related to this, we have always removed security code uh, associated with anything .NET Framework like WCF, and also for specifically for XPO, we had a legacy, our first implementation of middle tier server, and it's also gone because the current XPO support of middle tier security is done through ASP.NET Core WebSockets. It's more reliable and technology, it's better performance. So yeah. Also related to security, it's ch changes to password hashing mechanisms. Again, like almost 10 years ago, we have changed to a more reliable mechanism, introduced some feature toggles just to let customers time to migrate. And now we have removed this feature toggle, so you have to migrate your database. And we have some instructions on how to do this. What else? I think that's it for security model, and this change is mostly huge because of these two classes, I think. Let me also jump here just to show you the exact list of removed classes, so you can see many stuff is related to middle tier and legacy implementations. Client server, yeah, persistent classes, permissions, yeah, and even some changes in the Express XPO library, because originally and I mean, the core functionality was implemented at the level of XPO, but later we have moved most of the logic into different libraries. Next stop is domain components, and here I want to say that you should not mix it with okay, wrong link. Yeah, you should not mix it with domain component based classes, I mean non-persistent classes, because they use the same domain component attribute. Here I'm talking about again legacy technology, which was based on interfaces instead of classes. And we also have a migration guide for like 10 years, and technically we have removed all associated APIs from our code. For example, you can no longer register such interfaces as business classes in XAF. You can't register customer logics for them, and a few other methods were gone. And of course, we have removed some base persistent classes. What else? What else? The next, I think, big change for some, at least for test applications, is related to test or demo business classes we had, like person, address, phone number, and we have removed them from our DevSpace persistent base info library. And like with Entity Framework core a few years ago, we have moved them where they must belong originally, to the demos. So you can still obtain their source code if you wish, but they are no longer part of built-in library. And also there were some base interfaces like iTask, iPerson, and things like that, which were unrelated to built-in XF modules. So I wanted to emphasize here that business classes and interfaces related to modules are still in DevSpace persistent base info for XPO and NT-Framework core. So like classes like repo data, permission policy, user role, etc., they are still there. And our motivation to remove such demo classes was mainly problems caused by these demo classes. For example, country, address, state, organization, party, person are not unique enough. I mean, customers often had own classes with the same name, and it led to conflicts. I mean, at the level of model editor, because the same nodes, layout customizations, for example. You know, for all built-in classes, we have layout customization stored in our special DSpace explicit point objects module. And So if you have own class person and this module contains the settings for our person list view, for example, there were conflicts which were difficult to diagnose, and we decided to just end it. Also, in the same persistent library, there were some ancient, I would say, implementations. They were rarely used. Helpers like a helper for generation of sequential numbers, for example. And we also removed this because, again, it was just originally demo code. It was left, some people could use it, but for decades, there are much better solutions available, and you can find it in documentation, of course. What else? Let me give you an overview of interfaces and business classes from these persistent libraries. Here you can see classes related to legacy repos module, I mean V1. Also workflow related stuff Go, obviously, because Windows Workflow Foundation is only supported for .NET framework. Here you can see the interfaces for these demo classes, some logic helper classes. What else? Again, workflow. Here you can see again domain component based logic classes related to different modules, workflow, state machine, and the classes themselves. Again, you can find them, at least popular ones you can find in our main demo application, as it is for entity framework. Yeah, some helpers, domain components. That's it basically. Yeah. What is not yet done, but is still in progress, and here I appreciate feedback provided by community, by Dave, by Koche, by Manuel, I believe. It's about removal of obsolete feature toggles and obsolete APIs. We will try, our team will try to complete this task by the final release in early December, not to span it to the next major. Yeah, and I think it will be easier for customers to keep, I mean, a lot of changes in one major than to leave it at until the next. That's basically it. Now I'm ready to answer additional questions, and the stage to you, Putin.
We have some other questions. It was a big question that was split in three parts. The first one was about the end-to-end testing. The second one was that if there is plan to include any or to make any optimizations to the queries that are generated by XPO and Entity Framework, because in a lot of cases they pull excessive amount of uh, columns and they do a lot of subqueries. Um, Even on server view and instant feedback. I guess these are kind of really specific questions, so I guess it will be better to contact the support center with those specific cases actually, because I guess it's kind of too general of a question.
Yeah, but I can try to answer. Yeah, first, yeah, of course, for anything related to performance, it's simply impossible to discuss or resolve it without profiling first and without specific samples, runnable, debuggable samples. So yeah, always performance I mean, when it comes to problems or in Delphi code, sub percent, go to sub percent, please. with
Yeah,
your
and there is one more that is actually related to web forms.
yeah, wait a bit, wait a bit. I
Mhm.
wanted to comment on this area because it's one of the topics that we have researched during this release cycle. I mean, when we tested scenarios with like 300 users, we built a special, very complex application. It was not main demo. It was a really complex application with like thousands of business classes, hundreds of controllers, and hundreds of security permissions, all to replicate, to be close to the real world, And uh, we also observed some optimizations, that could be done to our code specifically related to the security requests, and we will likely work on it in next year. And in some cases, I would say server view or data view is a solution. In most, it's not, but we'll have to research them one by one. In general, since we're talking about it, I would say that I personally, I rarely write code like object space, create collection, or object space, get objects. I mean, for the last decade, because I mean, for business logic, I mostly use like object space, get objects query. I mean, to get a link you, I mean, to load only projection of your data, not entire business object. And of course, even in our built-in modules like security system and there are many controllers, there are cases where it's separating, manipulating, I mean, entire object graphs. So this can be optimized, of course.
Yeah, to be honest, just to add a little bit to your answer, Dennis, yeah, I think that the most common mistake is to do object space and create a collection out of it because you will really load a lot. So we have done several examples also with you here in the meetups where you do just do a query, like you make a query and then you select what you want to, especially when you're reading the scenarios that are heavy for reading, you just select what you want and then create everything like in memory and then you push it back to the database. So I think that's kind of sometimes there is just too much information and it's hard to pick the right one because even you have really old examples where you say, okay, how you load objects for processing. That's a really old example who is in the documentation that you read little by little, you do it in a specific way. Also, the XP view can be magic for that. You just make the
Mhm.
expression that you want. It's a little bit old approach, but it's still usable. So there
Yeah,
are many ways to do it that
you're
way.
absolutely right, Hoche, you're absolutely right. And our documentation, I expect it to change for this big goal. I mean, achieving that it's not like this, even if we have an incredible team, and it's not magic. There is no magic, it's technology, database queries, database servers, network, etc. So customers will have, if they want this, I mean, if you are building high load application, you will have to adapt your code as well. And I also talked about this in original roadmap. And I mean, uh, I'm sorry to say that, but there is no magic. We'll still have to do something or disable some functions. I mean, that resource consuming because, or at least think through scenarios more. I mean, for example, if we talk about tapped MDI, yeah, each tab it hosts a view, and like 10 such tabs. So I think it's above 50, 60, 70 megabytes of memory. And you must, if you are targeting like 1,000, you must do some math, or at least not allow, unlimited number of tabs, or, I mean, to do something, to take it into account. So, yeah. Same for security permissions, and they can easily be overused. It's, I will tell you, not a joke, it's a real story. I think this year I had a case. I think I told you, it was like in total it was more than 35,000 permissions.
Mhm.
Not 300, not 3,000, not 35,000.
25,000.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that poor database server?
Yeah, I mean, I always tell the customers or the students that we have that still SAF is just a normal .NET application, as you always mention. So you need to take the considerations of design and performance and so on. There are only just specific use cases where it's a little bit different. But for example, we do a lot of horizontal scaling, and that's not related to SAF, it's mostly related to infrastructure. So you can
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of things too if you know how to handle the infrastructure. And we need to separate the idea of what is the framework and what is the infrastructure that is running on top of. So in most cases, like a little bit of SAF saves a lot of time. So I always tell them that time that you're saving, put it on the design part. So you can plan your queries and so on, and plan your views also. So it's a lot of like taking advantage of what SAF give us, and then take the time that will save us to do the performance improvements.
Yeah, I like that you brought it up about,
Mm.
scaling, because we had a real case when replicating this environment, testing an
Mhm.
environment with hundreds of users. And you know what? Which problem we faced? We faced the problem
Mhm.
with network traffic. We exceeded all possible limits. We have to
Mhm.
configure our, in short, compression, kind of compression to, even on 100 megabyte bits network. So it's required to, if we target,
It's infrastructure in some
yeah, it's
cases.
required
Actually,
to look at it as well.
we did a test with HA proxy internally for one of our customers, and we were able to scale to really a lot of users. And the problem in the end was the database in that case. So if you know how to use a load balancer, you can actually do magic with Blazor. Especially because if you use like a load balancer without using Kubernetes, Kubernetes have the complexity of spinning up and destroying the pods, but you can just leave it running and it's fine. I mean, you can just add several instances. So we have like some things that we will publish about those tests to show,
Mhm,
okay, you can scale stuff, but it's not just a single server. But I guess you have more to talk about this, and I will show you the
mhm.
articles for we posting. Maybe it will be interesting for you.
Yeah, sure. Let's take connected. Okay. Any questions?
Not so far, so we can continue, I guess.
Uh, for my part, that's it. I think I covered
Okay.
everything I wanted. Is a test? Yeah.
Okay, so let's give it everyone a little bit of a chance. So, okay, guys, the mic is, I mean, we have some time still. Like, if you want to add some more questions, you can put them in the chat. Oh, yes, we have more questions, of course. Uh, oh, there is a question that when is 25.2 going to be released? If you have any release date already?
Yeah, we expect beta in a week or two, uh,
Mhm.
and final release in early December, like always. Yeah.
Yeah, and we have one comment from Dave that they moved the complex security requirements to the SQL store procedures and the object layer, and then the queries were like they have better performance. So I guess they can actually one day join us and explain. about that experiment. That's more like a comment.
Mhm.
And that's basically it for now. So
Yeah,
I guess.
maybe a quick comment about
Mhm,
the security and just to add to what Dave proposed.
mhm,
If we have really high load applications, complex security roles, permissions, it's also helpful to analyze queries and see if they're changing or if they know that you can use, for example, in XPO, you can use data layer caching, and you can configure this caching not only for security tables, but for your own tables, because some data is not changed often. So
mhm.
in this case, cache is worth it.
Okay, so I guess that's everything for today, Dennis. Thanks for joining us. Like everyone was asking about this new release. So again, if you have any questions about what's going to happen next with SAF and web forms, feel free to write something on the Facebook group, the LinkedIn group, in the support center also, and in our contacts are publicly available. Mine, Javier, Dave, Manuel, and Dennis. So feel free to keep the conversation going, and we will gladly help with any answer that we can give you.
Yeah, I actually forgot one important thing. Don't know how, but I did.
Mhm.
Yeah, for .NET Framework, as I mentioned in the roadmap, we will try to support uh, 25.1 miners as long as we can. So our typical schedule is like a year, but we will try to support as many miners like 25.1.27. I don't know whatever number it would be, but we will try
Yeah,
because uh, there are security updates, there are .NET Framework updates, so we will try to accommodate your enterprise needs as much as we
it
can.
will be like XP for the ATMs that is still exists, Windows XP, that
Yeah,
they still haven't
you
released.
know, you know, again, you mentioned it. It's in my heart because we still have a test for Windows XP. Can you imagine that? That we're
Yeah, so
running, and not
web
only
forms
for
is going to be
VCA,
like that.
yeah, and I just wanted to recommend everyone to, I mean, to sit on the latest .NET Framework version. It's currently 4.8 point something. And because Microsoft will be supporting it, and you will receive security updates and from, I mean, operating system because it's built in.
Great.
That's
So,
it, I think.
okay, so, well, everyone, thanks for coming. We have a full house today, and see you all in the internet. So, thanks for coming. Bye bye and
Thank
take
you,
care.
everyone. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for coming.
Bye bye.